Alrighty, so some of you might recognize Betsy here as my M24 airsoft sniper, Halo 3 sniper rifle. So I posted this guy on the Halo Airsoft Facebook group, and somebody said, hey, you know what? I betcha, if you got yourself a Barrett M82, you might be able to make a Halo sniper rifle out of that. I'm pretty certain it'll work. I'm looking at this guy going, you know what? I ain't got the money to do it. But if you get me one, I'm going to be very happy to help you try to build one. Looks like I'm building one. So I know the size difference between the Halo 3 sniper rifle and the Halo 5 sniper rifle, which is the one we're actually going to be building out of the M82, is considerably smaller. I mean, the Halo 5 sniper rifle is only like that tall compared to the Halo 3 sniper rifle, which is weird to me, but I mean, whatever floats Bungie's boat, well, 343's boat anyway. So a little bit about the M82 is that this is a snow wolf. Now, the biggest issue I was always having with the client is just a matter of how to get a snow wolf, since these are so hard to find. Well, evidently, he found one. And he got it shipped directly to my house. So, I mean, one of the things that I had to get him to get a few other things in order to make this project work, was to actually add this razor, because it's got quite a heavy box on it. It's got quite a bit of lift to it. So in order to get this proper spot, we needed to get that 1-inch razor. And the plan is to actually cover this in aluminum. The original idea was for steel, but then my boss from work is telling me, yeah, that's a little too heavy. So I'm gonna need to make a template before I buy aluminum, because that stuff is expensive. Now, this is the point where I would normally just be like taking a ruler out and I'm just gonna draw a huge giant grid of 1-inch squares to line up with the picture that I processed. But you know what? I want to try something a little faster. That took me 15 minutes to get on these sheets of papers. Why is it so difficult to print stuff out in 1:1 scale? Alright, now that everything's glued into place, I just need to figure out what lines to cut out. I also need to not cut on the nice dining table, because that would be really bad. Like, my parents will kill me bad. Beauty. Box, not hold it on. Right, there we go. How well is that coming through? That's all the way through. Alright, we're golden. Whew. That's some tough cardboard Amazon be using. These right here, I think. Damn it, this design is so dark, I can't see what the hell I'm doing. Frickin' Okay, so one thing I will have to do eventually at some point is I need to do something about this magazine being much bigger than an actual M82 magazine, because the actual M82 magazine only goes down to here, and then tapers up to there, and then goes back up into the gun. So I think I'm actually gonna have to build a box to go on top of the magazine itself. But in the meantime, I've got side panels I need to cut out. Okay, so look at it like here. I also do need to cut out the stock, because I need to make a filler for all this part. On the M82, this section down here don't exist. In fact, this right here should be the back monopod for adjusting elevation for the when this thing is set up on the tripod. Okay. Yeah, right now I'm just gonna cut all this out, because that's actually so much easier to see than this freaking mess of blackness that my freaking toner based machine don't know how to do grays very well. And yep. This actually one piece of my phone, and a G-rest on phone, so I'm just going to cut out G-rest with the, looks like what's up, one, no, G-rest afterwards. I just said I was going to cut out the cheek rest later. What am I doing? So. Okay, so if you're wondering why I didn't cut out the trigger, it's because there's a radio trigger on the M82, so that should be fine. But I need to make a second one of these, because, you know, two sides of a sniper rifle. And after a little bit of tape job, whoop, it's done! Okay, I'm kidding. I was just basically putting up one side to see how well it goes, as well as I was actually testing out to see how well the scope box would fit. But me being my stickler of loving my one-on-one scale of props, this gets to be a problem. Now, looks like what I'm going to have to do is I have to extend this design an inch forward, and then I have to reduce this back part by about an inch. And the rest of that looks okay. I mean, this whole back part could reach back an extra inch from, I would say, a good spot would probably be just right about there. But I mean, this is starting to look like something, right? So the idea is that after I get the design cut out and figured out how exactly I want to have this thing strapped onto this thing, that's when we go out to buy the aluminum. Alrighty. Round 2. Bottle of glue is so hard to use. My mother said she had a bunch of glue sticks in the stationery. I don't know where they are. She never mentioned where they are. I have to stick with the bottle of glue and just friggin' down. This bottle doesn't. This bottle will not comply. If anyone's got a better idea how to get this glue working, I would love to hear it. Alright, so after those 2 tries of trying to paste the thing on, I decided, you know what, might not be a bad idea just to draw it out to scale on the thing. So I think this is looking pretty good. So I measured the distance between that to that. That's about a foot. From there to there, it's about 3 feet. So looking at this, I'm going to be looking at 12 square feet. That's going to be a lot of material. Plus, I didn't count how much I need for that, which I probably should have done. I should probably do that right now. Found this bad boy at the metal supermarket locally. The nice thing I like about interlocking designs, so much space. Look at all the space. Alright, so I'm going to have to grab a ruler and straighten all these lines out because I'm fairly certain that's not going to look very pretty if I cut that out crooked. One thing I do is that whenever I have my tin of markers, I have caps all on the top. That way when I put the lid on, that all the ink stays in towards the tips. Now the problem is that normally you would have to like either have a clear one where you have to just like dig around and try to get the right color. With this method, works very well for me. Okay, so that is to my face. Question is, do I want to cut this out today, or do you want to cut this out tomorrow? I'll just finish drawing it all out first. It's probably not the most well optimized layout for all these bits. I should probably just lay it out first. The other sheet's also not too bad either. I've only got room for maybe one mistake on the back panels, but the back panels are pretty liberal. You know, I'm gonna bring this into work tomorrow and see what my boss thinks I should do. Alright, so, doing some final checkup on comparison, I can notice that the difference between my design is I recognize that that was a completely separate object, but I did not realize this section right here actually wraps around. So I got this piece sticking out right, I got that piece sticking out right, but these two are kind of thin compared to that part, which is about we'll say, I'd like to say the 1/8 inch, and I use the 1/16 inch on these two. So I think I need to do a little bit of a reorganizing of all the different parts, because if I've only got the two 1/8 inch pieces, which are 3 feet in length. So I've got plenty of the 16th, which means these two pieces, and plus the other side, I can switch over to the big 16th inch piece. This angle right there, I have no intention of trying to figure out how to do that, because that's gonna be crazy to do. But I think I'm gonna just like make the entire stock out of wood. This handle piece down underneath here for the grip, I'm gonna make out of wood as well. And then the box gonna be out of aluminum. And let's see how well the redrawing goes on those pieces. Alright, so I'm just working on editing the video right now, and that is 7.5 hours of footage that I'm going through right now. So I'm going to have to cut this video off where it is right now, and I will continue the actual building and cutting of the sheet metal in the next video. But just to give you an idea of how what it takes to create a template for a project like this, it is a lot of work in order to get the first templates going off, especially to make it fit perfectly on what it is you need it to fit onto. But hopefully this gives you some insight onto what it does, what it takes for me to work on some of these projects. And I hope that these videos are very helpful to you. Subscribe, ring the notification bell to see the next video coming up on this project and any future projects that I'm doing, as well as a bunch of other miscellaneous tutorials that I will be putting up, as well as any kind of just cool things I want to show you guys. Well, see you around. 7.5 hours of footage.